Welcome everybody to the 10 best anime to show your girlfriend, or boyfriend, or a past helicopter so they can fall in love with anime just like you. Yo, there's no way I can fit all that in the title. My name is Misty / Chronexia, and relationships are hard. Sometimes. Especially when they're new. Nowadays, anime is getting more and more popular, but there's still people who just don't know about it. So I decided to fish out 10 titles that I'm sure would charm them into watching more awesome anime down the road. In a nutshell, you can see this video as Introduction to Anime 101 for newcomers. And we all know there's some crazy stuff out there like Kuchu Buranko or the Tatami Galaxy, but how about we start off with something simple? Number 10, Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. The first one I want to mention is Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. The story is about a young girl and her brother who decides to attend a robot convention on their day off from school. Their parents work, so Mirai, the oldest sister, decides to go with her brother on their own. And you know, as fate would have it, or rather the title in this case, there's an earthquake that strikes the center and both siblings get caught in it. They meet a stranger who's willing to help them out and bring them home during this aftermath. It's an amazing emotional story that's a great watch for a couple or even for the whole family. It's quite moving. Number 9, Relife. Relife is an anime that came out this last summer in 2016. The show is covering Arata's disappointment, 27-year-old adult with no job and no plan ahead. His life just sucks. So when he's offered a special pill, he takes it without a second guess. The pill reverts him to a 17-year-old, so he gets another chance to do his life. He thinks it's gonna be easy, but now he has to adapt to the new school system and someone examining him as he goes through this secret experiment. Transfer student, romance, slice of life, those are the things you'll see in this show. It's both splendid and captivating.
とりあえずこれ後ろに回してくんないかな。ああ。はい。お客さん、たこ焼きは初めてかい？
たこ焼きっていうのがこれ。
たこ焼き。ええ、私が目を離した隙に。
Number 8, Tsubasa Wars of War Chronicle and Cardcaptor Sakura. I'm putting these two here as some sort of dual entry. Depending on your taste, if your significant other likes tale a little bit more mature, go with Tsubasa, and if they want something light and endearing, well, Cardcaptor is the way to go. Personally, I strongly recommend both. The two stories share the same characters but in parallel universe, so they have nothing in common beside their design. Tsubasa is a story about Sakura, a princess who lost her memory, and Shalan must help her recover them by going through a different world. And Cardcaptor is about Sakura losing cards. In both cases, their show focus on retrieving stuff. But without a doubt, these are some of my all-time favorite shows, and I would recommend them in a heartbeat.
なんや？見つけたクローカードに名前も書かんと置いといた？だって見つけた時もカードのままだったし、電話がかかってきちゃって。大将の包丁だ。失敗なんかするもんか。61番、最上京。すみません。
And speaking of beat, number 7, Skippy. Skippy is such a cool and dynamic anime. The story is about Kyoko who spent her whole life cheering and supporting the dream of her childhood friend, until he comes out and say he's been using her the whole time. So she decides to get back at him by surpassing him in everything. It's a show I saw back in 2009 and it just got to me. Her determination was shiver-inducing. Also, a brand new studio is currently working on doing a dub for it. From what I know, it should come out in the first quarter of 2017. If you don't mind subtitles or waiting for them to be ready, it's absolutely worth your time. And you both will be able to bond over Kyoko's crisis.
デブリ課だよね。ここ びたび恐れ入ります。デブリ化。
Number 6, planets. Do you like space but you can't stand the mechas robot over the top? I mean, they're cool but maybe not first date material? Planets, however, will have your special one charm in the first episode. The story is about Ai, a girl who loves space. She joins the debris section, a department focused on retrieving dangerous space junk. Maybe your significant other will be retrieving your junk after this. You get to see beautiful scenery in space and amazing characters. The anime has drama, romance, sci-fi, and space. Did I mention space? It might not seem like much, but this is an anime my wife and I decided to try out and we just fell in love with it. It's definitely one of the underrated gems of the anime community.
それって確か。
ほら、突っ立ってないで行くぜ。
いいえ、ギルドの独断でトラ。
Number 5, Angel Beats. Angel Beats is a gem of a story. The premise begins with a guy waking up but he doesn't know where he is. After messing around he realizes he's unable to die, so you follow him along with a group of friends as they try to understand this weird place they're stuck in. The whole thing is sprinkled with comedy and drama at its finest. You have endearing characters and despite there only being 13 episodes, it's a full story. It will pull on your heartstring and nothing says foreplay more than a guy crying. Although I must specify that it may not work on every girl / boy / I still don't know what you're into. Why don't you talk to me more about it? Like, this could have been way less awkward.
そうよ。
なあ、一つだけ聞いていいか。
何？
ユリはどうして死んだんだ。
えい。
村野？
はあ、わざとらしい。
Number 4, Parasite the Maxim. If your significant other loves his or her share of horror and gore, well, Parasite is the absolute show I must recommend. The story follows Shinichi, a young and average guy who gets infected by a parasite, as such the title mentioned. They're pretty straightforward today. Usually the parasite takes control of the host's brain, but it couldn't in Shinichi's case, so it got stuck in its arm. But they now have to team up and protect each other from the other roaming parasites. It's quite gore, so I only recommend it if your partner is into that kind of thing. Otherwise, it also gets kind of philosophical and political by the end, but it's still an amazing watch.
はあ？起きたのか。
どこへ行くんだ。
警察に相談することにしたよ。
やめておき。ひなずき、声かけてやればいいべさ。ほら、ひなずき。
勝っていいのか。
Number 3, Erased. Erased is a bit hard to explain. First of all, it's a psychological mystery. The main character, Satoru, realizes he's able to wind back time to prevent tragedies from happening. He does so until a critical point sends him all the way back to when he was in middle school. Now, stuck in that time period, he has to do everything he can to prevent a young girl from getting kidnapped and murdered. A lot of people got disappointed by the ending, but I didn't mind. The point of the show wasn't to find who the bad guy was, it was to see if and how Satoru could fix the problem. Also, it has one of the best mom in anime ever, so shout out to her, because moms are underrated. Mom, I love you. I know you never watch my videos, but it's out there here.
いいぞ、席につけ。さあ、これを前で解いてくれる人。じゃあ佐藤、やってくれるか。俺か。ほらほら。
けどそれが分かっても説明できる証拠も未然に防ぐ手段も俺の手の中にはねえ。おまけに相手の面も獲物も見てない。
Number 2, ReZero. ReZero is the highlight of 2016. It's pretty much been the good cut of everyone. The story is about Subaru, a guy who wakes up in another world and notices that he cannot die. Or rather, at any time he does, the story rewinds and gives him another go. He keeps his memory of foreshadowing events, but everyone else loses theirs. The storytelling in this show is fantastic. You're put through the same events multiple times, but each attempt has a different perspective. So despite you knowing how the outcome lurks up ahead, you cheer Subaru so you can find a way to break the loop. It's a great psychological thriller.
いいのかそうだなでも俺は優しい話だとそうも思う
登場人物にバカしかいないんじゃないのドラムは思うわ
そうだよ別にどうでもいいことじゃねえか見けたサラリーマンじゃなくて
And finally, number 1, One Punch Man. There is not a better fit for anyone to get introduced to anime than by none other than the incredible Saitama from One Punch Man. This anime is impossible to hate. You have a goofy character that is incredibly overpowered, the visuals will wow you even if you have no interest in drawing whatsoever, and every character is absolutely endearing. This is a fail-safe anime. I have never seen someone who genuinely hated One Punch Man. I mean, there's always hipsters out there, but they don't really count. It works on kids, widows, and probably your 80-year-old neighbor too. Comedy and action are always a huge hit with people, and I don't see anyone doing it better than One Punch Man.
ここに魂のぶつかり合いなどはないなんだこの気持ちはこの鼓動の高鳴りは
So those are my personal recommendations. Is there any other titles you think would work greatly for newcomers? I thought of so many that I just ended up trying to go with the widest variety of style. These are shows that are just easily likable by anyone. But if you've been there before, what show got your special someone converted to anime? Was it something you didn't expect at all? Or maybe a sure kill you enjoyed yourself? I try to stay away from easy picks like Death Note or Naruto to try and get more variety, but I'd love to hear your input about it. If you enjoyed this video, please destroy the like button, it's been stalking me for a while. Nah, don't mind the dislike one, he's cool. Never had any trouble with him. If you're new, you could always subscribe. I have a lot of anime titles to suggest. My channel is a great place to build yourself a library of anime to watch. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you next time.